Now this is an update on the 3+ Sisters, and as you can see that everything is actually surprisingly working out just as planned. And there was a bit of a snag where I had the twice hail situation with the sunflowers, and they actually made buds and flowered already. That's already gone. But now the second lot of sunflowers I planted are doing really well, tall enough, as tall as the stakes I've added where the sunflowers didn't do so well, because I didn't want to lose the whole experiment. But generally speaking, I'm pretty confident that this method is actually working out really well. So let's take a closer look and see what it looks like. Okay, we just do a bit of a walk around and take a quick look. First of all, I wanted to mention is that the bed itself is 4.5 meters by 2 meters wide, so roughly about 10 square meters. And in this little bed we have masses of different things growing as well, so I'm pretty pleased. I've also added a lot of borage flowers in between, just so that I had, when I'm going to cut the whole thing, first of all I have flowers of course, but also seeds, but also when I cut it I'll have a lovely mulch as well. There's also comfrey in there in between places that you can't see now. Now the other thing we have is of course the peas are working out really well. You can see they're growing up mainly actually up the sunflower and just bits and pieces, the runner beans. We have here the ochocha growing actually just up the sunflower, it's not even growing up the pole. But what I really like about it is that even though I selected a sunflower that is only supposed to go 1.50 meters, these ones are actually way above the 1.50 meter line. And of course with runner beans you want it as tall as possible. Here for instance they're flopping over the pole even, but at some stage I'm going to just add giant sunflowers to the whole mix, and things are going to work out really well as well. Now we have some courgettes. You can see nice big courgettes growing here, and even some peas in between, maybe too close to the ground, but most of them are actually growing up runner beans, as you can see here. Look, we'll just take a quick look here. You can see them actually hanging on to the runner beans here, and also the ochocha again growing up the sunflower, no problem whatsoever. This is the only sweet corn that kind of made it, but I'm still not very happy with it. It's not very tall, but again I didn't plant it big enough, so I'm not surprised there. Now as you can see the runner beans did really amazingly. What I did is of course I planted about 15 times about 5 plants of runner beans each next to each sunflower, meaning that I had planted 15 sunflowers in the first lot. Then of course the sunflowers, I noticed that they got hit by hail, so I added the second lot of sunflowers next to the first lot to entice the runner beans to kind of grow up the second lot. And just after that I added some poles right next to the first lot of sunflowers, if that makes sense. That was in order not to lose the entire experiment. Now this is going to be my second last video on the subject, because I wanted to do one more last video on kind of harvest and how much kind of quantities one can expect from such a small space using the system. Remember, we're growing upwards and in between as well, so we're getting a lot of crops from such a small space as well. So that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the update. It was a bit short, but that's all I have to say for now. But to be honest, I'm pretty pleased with the whole thing. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.